Welcome back, everybody, to another Blackfire Productions 40k Battle Report. Today we have 2 versus 2, total of 2,500 points per side, so 1,250 per person. We will be playing Dawn of War Crusade as a mission, Dawn of War deployment, I should say, and Crusade as a mission. I'm going to be playing my Space Wolves. I'm allied with Drake's White Scars against Dale's Daemonkin and Bill's Dark Angels. So I'm going to go over my army first. So here we have a group of Grey Hunters, 1 melta gun in there, 1 power sword. Then you got your pack leader in the front with Thunderhammer, Storm Shield, Terminator armor. You got Venerable Dreadnought number 1 with the Blizzard Shield and Fenrisian Axe. You got your Vindicare Assassin down there. Murderfang drop pod as well. And then over here you have Rune Priest, Mastery level 2, Runic armor. And then he has Endurance and Hemorrhage as his psychic powers. My HQ/Warlord is my Wolfguard Battle Leader. He has the Terminator Storm Shield, the Kraken Sword, Runic armor, Thunderwolf mount. And then we have a Thunderwolf pack, or Cavalry pack back there. So pack leader has Chain Sword and the Storm Shield. Regular guy has Thunderhammer, Storm Shield, and then 2 regular guys with bolt pistols and chain swords. So I'm gonna make my way over to Drake's White Scars and see what he has here. Drake, can you walk me through what you have here, please?
Alright guys, in the front I have a Chapter Master on a bike with the Shield Eternal, Thunderhammer, and Artificer armor. Will be my Warlord. For my Warlord traits, I couldn't find them in the Space Marine Codex, so I rolled on this personal trait table, and he got, every time he kills a character, he gets a victory point. He's in a command squad with an Apothecary, 2 guys with Storm Shields and Power Weapons, and then 2 guys with Plasma Guns. For troops, I have 2 identical squads of 5-man bike squads with 2 melta guns, multi-melta, and melta bombs. And those are 2 identical squads there and there. And then I have a 3rd bike squad as another troop choice with a Sergeant with a Power Fist, 2 grab guns, and an attack bike with multi-melta. I have 1 elite choice of Terminators with Cyclone Missile Launcher, Power Fist, Sergeant with a Power Sword. And then, rounding it all off, a Storm Talon with Assault Cannons and Twin Glass Cannons.
Alright, and just to mention, for my Warlord trait for the Wolfguard Battle Leader, I have Fire and Blood. It allows me to re-roll a single failed armor save per turn. So we'll come back after we'll come back to go over the opponent's armies. Okay, so we're going to start off with Dale's army here. He's playing the Daemonkin Codex, so I'll have him go over what he has here.
I have to apologize. I got some used models and I've been too lazy to paint them yet. So I'm doing a couple of formations, the Slaughter Cult with the Gore Pack and 2 War Engines. Starting off with the Slaughter Cult, I've got Skull Taker.
Yeah.
And he's going to be in with 8 Chaos Space Marines. The Sergeant, or the Champion, sorry, has the Axe of Corn and a Plasma Pistol and Melta Bombs, and I have a Melta Gun as well. We've got 8 blood, or whatever the heck they're called, blood letters, with the Blood Reaper. I've got 5 stock Possessed, who are going to be in the Rhino. As mentioned,
the Red Rhino there.
The Red Rhino. Yeah. Skull Taker and the Chaos Space Marines are going to go in this Rhino with the Havoc Launcher.
With the black.
Yeah.
Okay.
In the Gore Pack, I've got 1 set of 3 bikes with the Melta Gun and Melta Bombs on the Champ. Mm-hmm. And over here on the Champ, I've got the Power Sword and Melta Bombs. And then this guy's got a Plasma Gun. And also with that, I've got 10 Flesh Hounds.
Yeah.
And then with my 2 War Engines, I've got the Soul Grinder with the Torrent. And I've got a stock Hellbrute with my face on it because when I murder my opponents, that's me.
That's you, eh?
Right.
That's pretty funny.
Okay.
All right, let's come over here and see what Bill has in his Dark Angel formations.
Alrighty, starting off with, we are going to be doing the Librarius Conclave with Ezekiel and 2 level 2 Psychers with him. With that, we have ourselves 2 units of 5-man Tactical Marines, each with a Plasma Cannon and Plasma Pistol. 1 unit of Devastators with 2 Plasma Cannons. Yes, I like my Get Hot. And starting off, because I have the new book and I'm not comfortable with the formations in it, we are just doing a Battle Brothers. And I will be doing the Deathwing Knights in a Land Raider Crusader with a Dark Talon. Total of 19 models on the board to play with today.
Awesome. So those are the armies that we're playing with today. I'll come back and I'll show you the board. So.
Just need somewhere.
All right, guys. So here is the layout of the board. So it's a mixture of 2 Frontline Gaming's Fat Mats, the Grasslands and the Urban Combat. So we'll be using they're both 4x4, so we'll be using the full Urban Combat one and 2x4 feet of the Grasslands. So over here we have the first objective up in the red tower there. And around center well. Another objective there. We have one back building there, one in the road over there. So that's the layout of the city side, and it comes into the woodlands over here. And so that's the layout of the turn. So the Space Wolves and White Scars do have first turn. So we're gonna come back once everybody has deployed and see if the other team can seize the initiative. Alright, so deployment has commenced, so I'll show you what the White Scars and Space Wolves have they set up. So there's a whole line of White Scars going from one side of the board. Oh, there's some wolves. All the way over to the other side. That's 6 feet of White Scars with a couple of wolves thrown in there. Vindicator set up there. Currently, we actually do not have either of the objectives. And then on the other side, you got the the Dark Angels Devastator squad there. Land Raider, or no, sorry, Tactical squad, my bad. Is that your Devastator squad there? Okay, so that's a Devastator squad. And I got your Possessed with the Rhino over there, Soul Grinder. You got your Hellbrutes and that over there. And then your dog-like guys. What are those guys again called? The
Flesh Hounds?
Flesh Hounds, and the Skull Taker in the back with the Rhino. So now, you guys want to see if you can seize the initiative?
Yes,
Sir.
sir.
All right, who's gonna roll?
Yes.
They stole it. That's a 6. All right, so we'll come back after their movement. Turn 1 movement phase for the Dark Angels and Daemonkin has completed. So Land Raider moved up there, Rhino behind it. The Soul Grinder there has moved over just slightly. Bikes are moving up, same with the Hellbrute. And then you have the Flesh Hounds hiding out behind the trees, and the Rhino coming back around the woods back there. So that is their movement. So we're going to go into their shooting phase next, and we'll see what happens when we come back. Alright, so the Daemonkin and Dark Angel shooting phase has completed, or is complete. So everything is shot. A couple of units shot at this squad took off their 2 Grav Gunners. And they also are drinking. They need a leadership test. 10, and so they're running 3d6 inches.
Here's first blood, boys.
This should be first blood.
Oh,
no,
no!
It's not first blood.
Bad roll.
They're running 4 inches.
Re-roll.
4 inches. This squad over here.
Don't they run 3-6?
He did roll 1, 1, and 2. Yeah. This squad here was also shot at, and they jinxed. The captain here took 1 wound out of the shooting from the Land Raider, and that was about it this turn. The Hellbrute again took a wound out of those guys, and then just shooting from the bikes took out another one. So we'll come back after Space Wolves and White Scars movement phase. Okay guys, so we're back after Space Wolves and White Scars movement and psychic phase. So Drop Pod came in there, dropped off that Venerable Dreadnought, Bikes moved up here. The Thunderwolf Cavalry and Rune Priest moved up there. Bikes moved up there. For the Psychic phase, the Rune Priest there had a total of 8 dice. He attempted to cast Smite on the tactical squad back there. It was denied with, I think, 3 6s. Yep. And then Hemorrhage again on that squad over there, and I failed to cast. And then the one that I was really wanting was the Endurance on the squad there, and that went off with 2 successes, and he managed to only roll 1 6 to cancel it, so it did go off. So that is our movement phase. We'll come back after shooting. Alright guys, welcome back. We just finished the shooting phase for the White Scars and the Space Wolves. Not all that eventful, still no first blood here. So one biker was shot down over there with combined arms shooting of 2 drop pods and a couple of White Scars bike squads and the Terminator squad. These guys shot at nothing because they're hoping to charge that squad over there and want the short distance. These 2 units of White Scars bikes shot into those Flesh Hounds right there and took out, was it a total of 4, I believe? Yeah. And then are lining up a charge in the next round. So that is the end of the Space Wolves and White Scars shooting phase. We'll come back after the assault phase. So we finished the White Scars and Space Wolves assault phase. Over here, there was 2 assaults. So there's the Space Wolves, or Thunder Wolves versus 1 bike squad, 3-man strong there. They were taken off the board. Then over here, we had the 2 White Scar bike squads attack the Flesh Hounds, dropping them down to 2 models there. So that is that. After the assaults in turn 1 of White Scars and
you guys
Space
got
Wolves.
first blood.
We also got first blood. Thank you, Dale. That's true. Got first blood by killing off that bike unit there. So we'll come back after movement for the Daemonkin and Dark Angels. So the Daemonkin and the Dark Angels movement phase has concluded. The Rhino over there is immobilized as it was trying to move through the woods. Over here, you have the Hell Brute, Soul Grinder, the, what are those Terminators called?
Those are the Knights, Deathwing Knights.
Deathwing Knights, coming out of the Land Raider, all eyeballing those Thunderwolf Cavalry over there. A couple of bikes over here moving towards the White Scars. And a little bit of shuffling over here. As well, Land Raider mobilized as it was trying to go over the ruins there. So, that is the end of their movement phase. We'll come back, and the Daemonkin. The Bloodletters deep struck back behind enemy lines. That's the end of their movement phase. We'll come back after the Psychic phase. Psychic phase is over for the Dark Angels here. Ezekiel, using the formation powers, took all the powers from the other 2 librarians of formation. He casted, what was the first power that?
The first one was Terrify from Telepathy.
Terrify. So that one went off, -1 to the squad's leadership, so they are effectively leadership 9. Then he attempted Psychic Screech, which did not go off. He rolled 2 successes. I then attempted to deny it. I rolled 2 successes for Deny the Witch, canceling that out, and then he casted, is it Worm?
This is Mindworm.
Mindworm, and it went off on the Thunderhammer Storm Shield guy there. He then made his invulnerable save, and everything's fine. So now into the shooting phase for the Dark Angels and Daemonkin. Also want to note, Ezekiel there rolled 2 6s for the Psychic Shriek. Yeah, and rolled a 3 on the chart, so he did take a wound, no saves allowed, and he lost Seed of Fear, I believe is what it was, and so he is down to 2 wounds. Shooting phase has concluded for the Dark Angels and the Daemonkin. So Land Raider did a lot of shooting into the White Scars over here. Minimal injuries or casualties. Sorry, only lost 2 guys from the main squad there. Unfortunately, they both had storm shields. over here, Hellbrute shot at the Wolfguard battle leader, taking 1 wound off of it. Everything almost put in their shots into those 3 guys there, and nothing happened to them. And then some plasma shots fired from the tactical marines into this squad. Again, nothing much happened. And that is that for shooting phase. So we'll come back with the assault phase. Okay, so end of the Daemonkin and Dark Angel's turn to assault. Over here, Hellbrute did 2 wounds and killed off one of the Thunderbolts. Over here, the one that was hit with the psychic power that has -1 or 3 attack or weapon skill, ballistic skill, and initiative, and leadership took 7 wounds and feel no pain them all, like a troop. The Wolfguard killed off his, issued a challenge, killed off his character, and then they lost in total one other Thunderwolf cavalry with 2 wounds, so they lost combat by 2, but they made their leadership test. Over here, Flesh Hounds were destroyed. Bikes are now able to scatter out and take on some stuff. And over here, we have the lone, is it the champion?
Yeah.
Biker champion.
My other guy died in Overwatch.
Yeah, there's 2 Chaos Bikers charged into the White Scars. One died in Overwatch, and the other one is locked into combat for this turn. So we'll come back. I'll roll to see if my third draw pod's coming in on 3+. It's coming in.
Storm Talon?
No, Storm Talon's not coming in. So we'll come back after movement. White Scars and Space Wolf's movement phase has concluded. The Venerable Dreadnought's coming along that way. These guys have, the Terminators is spread out. That way they still have their Cyclone Missile Launcher has eyes on the blood letters there. Murder Fang came through the wall, coming into that combat. Drop pod came down, bullseye right behind the Soul Grinder there with the melt again. Let's see if that actually hopefully hits. All the bikes are moving across board. They're hopefully going to be taking out these guys on the objectives, and that is movement. So we'll go into Psychic phase next. All right, so the Space Wolves had 3 warp charges this turn. They put them all into Endurance, 2 successes, but the Dark Angels, Librarians, and them had 8 dice all against the Endurance to cancel it, and rolled 2 successes. So it was canceled. So we'll come back after shooting phase. Space Wolves and White Scars shooting phase has came to an end. The what is it? Sergeant? Command squad.
Oh,
what's the guy? Is he your chapter master? Threw over his orbital bombardment over there, killing off 2 guys? One, and then penetrating and immobilizing the Rhino there with the possessed in it. The Vindicare Assassin, right there. He shot all the way to the far side and took out the plasma cannon in the tactical squad there. Over here, the melty gun from blew up the Soul Grinder with the rear armor penetration, and the White Scars there took out the tactical squad sitting up there. Over here, the Terminators shot their weapons into the bloodletters, killing off a couple of them, and I think eyeing up for a possible charge. So shooting phase is over for turn 2 of us, of the Space Wolves and White Scars. We'll go into assault phase. Okay, assault phase here for the Space Wolves and White Scars. The Venerable Dreadnought here failed to charge into the Land Raider. These White Scars here destroyed the lone Chaos Biker. Over here, things have gotten quite messy. They did get Slay the Warlord by killing off my Wolfguard battle leader with the Hellbrute. Murder Fang came in, started mopping the floor against the Librarians and a couple of the other knights there. And they did win combat. The Space Wolves did win combat. We'll see what happens with movement next turn. Oh, sorry. Never mind. And then we have the Terminators up against Bloodletters. Bloodletters have 2 left. Terminators, I believe, are still full strength. So we'll come back after Dark Angels and Daemonkin movement.
If not, he's a Demon Prince.
All right, so Daemonkin here, they have 7 Blood Tithe points. Dale here is going to actually sacrifice the points and his Chaos champion in that squad there. And
I have Chaos Space Marines in there.
He's going to be...
and he's going down the gullet now.
Let's see if he sacrifices in vain or if they actually get their Daemon
Leadership
friends.
9. I need 9 or under.
Oh,
he's a spawn!
Turns into a Chaos spawn. No Daemon Prince this turn. Well, that was a valiant effort, but did not go. So we'll come back after they finished movement. Movement phase for the Dark Angels and the Daemonkin has commenced or completed. Rhino is over here blocking the line of passage for the Dreadnought there. Possessive came out. I'm gonna skirt around, probably assault another squad. Maybe those space was over there. Those guys have done nothing, no movement. Bombing run over here, took off one Grey Hunter over there. No other movement except for the Chaos Space Marine Skull Taker that came out of the Rhino. So that is that for the movement phase. We'll now go into the Psychic phase. Psychic phase has went by for the Dark Angels. Ezekiel attempted to put 5 dice into his force weapon there. It did go off, but it perils. He rolled a 1 on the chart and made his leadership test, so he takes 1 wound, no saves allowed. He was hoping to fail, so he was removed as play, but he did make it, so that was that. So now, into the shooting phase. So the Dark Angels and Daemonkin shooting phase is complete. Plasma cannon over here shot into those bikers and killed off 1. All the other shooting was ineffectual. This flyer here came in, rolled a doubles on the scatter and bullseye at the same time, create that vortex on a group of 3 bikers there. So that vortex is still in play and annihilated that group. And over here, the Chaos Marines and the Skull Takers shot into those bikers, but it was pretty ineffectual. And so that was that for their shooting. So we'll go into the assault phase. So turn 4 assault phase for the Dark Angels and Daemonkin. The Bloodletters here were destroyed, and the Terminators consolidated towards the objective up in that tower. Over here, everybody except for the Hellbird and Murderfang has been killed. Librarian, Thunderwolves, his knights, and all the librarians are dead. And that was it for assaults this turn. So we'll come into movement phase for the Space Wolves and White Skies. So I've been saying turn 4 for the last turn for the Dark Angels and Daemonkin, but it's actually only turn 3. So this is bottom turn 3 for White Scar Space Wolves. So Terminators moving up that way. Venerable Dreadnoughts moving over that way. The flyer came in, strafing run towards the Dark Angel flyer there. Those guys are in combat. Grey Hunters have moved and are holding that objective. And then Possessors still there. Bikes are moving on top of that building. So we'll come back after the shooting phase as all the Psychers are now dead. So, end of turn 3 for Space Wolves. The Murderfang destroyed the Hellbrute and then consolidated back towards the objective. And that was it for the assault phase. So, we'll come back with movement for Dark Angels and Daemonkin on turn 4, top of 4. Movement phase has concluded for the Dark Angels and Daemonkin, so that flyer pivoted there. And these guys are moving closer towards the bikes. That is it. Pretty quick turn. The Daemonkin did give themselves, using a Blood Tithe, Rage, was it?
Rage counter charge.
Rage and counter charge.
And feel no pain.
And feel no pain. There you go. So they're souped up for this turn of combat by the looks of it. And that is that. Go into shooting phase next.
There'll be a lot of crying.
Shooting phase is done for the Dark Angels and Daemonkin. They managed to shoot off or pick off 1 bike there with the tactical Marines in the back there. The flyer did nothing into the Terminators. It was snap shooting last turn. Over here, the Chaos guys in the back.
Took out a bike.
Oh, the Havoc Launcher took out one of those bikes, and the Chaos Marines, I think, didn't take out any of the other ones, right?
Well,
No, they took out one other
Oh,
squad.
and they took out one guy there. So, and that was that for the shooting phase for the Dark Angels and Daemonkin. Assault phase next. End of the assault phase for the Daemonkin and Dark Angels. So the Skull Taker and the Chaos Marines over there annihilated one of the bike squads and consolidated 1 inch. Then the Possessed, all the way over here, failed their charge in on the bikes, rolling double ones. So they did not make it in. So that's the end of their assault phase. We'll go into Space Wolves and White Scars turn 4 movement. Alright, movement's completed. Bikes moved back into a good rapid fire range on the squad over there. Flyer came over, or Storm Talon, correct? Came over, is eyeing up the squad as well for shooting. Murder Fang came back to hold that objective. Vindicare's standing back and doing what he does best, and that is eyeballing some targets. Venerable Dreadnought backed up, and is hopefully charging the Possessed next turn, and the bikes are moving all the way over there towards the 3 Marines and the objective. That's movement. We'll go into shooting. Shooting phase is ended. Those Terminators have moved on to that objective. Those bikers are contesting that objective over there. Over there, the Grey Hunters are holding that objective. Dwindled down and shot the the Skull Taker over there, and the Chaos Marines have been dwindled. Vindicare took out a plasma cannon right there, and they made their pinning and morale check. So now into the assault phase. So that's the end of that. It would be a White Scars and Space Wolves victory. Just showing you the end of the board there. Both sides have taken some heavy casualties. But overall, good game. Thanks, guys. Thanks everybody for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed, and you come back and check out another 40K Battle Report from Blackfire Productions. Take care.